Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you all are having a fabulous Monday. Thank you for joining me in this episode of Football Pundit. We are going to discuss Arsenal's impressive run. They have managed to break the curse of Villa Park. Even though the game was pretty even, Arsenal managed to come out with all the 3 points and a clean sheet with the help from Leandro Trossard and Thomas Partey and some absolutely brilliant goalkeeping from David Raya and our Rolls-Royce defender William Saliba. Let's look into how the game unfolded and analyze it. So welcome to Football Pundit, and without any further ado, let's get started. Now Arsenal keep their impressive record with the goals from Leandro Trossard and Thomas Partey, which gave Arsenal the much needed win at Villa Park. Initially, they were having a lot of discussions over Unai Emery versus Mikel Arteta, which was a bit disheartening to see as I rate both the managers very highly. Unai Emery has lot of trophies to show the same, and Mikel Arteta is one of the best managers in the world becoming. He really needs a bit of more time, but he will definitely become one of the best managers in the world. Now, as the game unfolded, the first half, Aston Villa were giving Arsenal real trouble, with some of the best chances of the game coming from Aston Villa. There was one chance where Ollie Watkins could have just hit. There was one chance where Ollie Watkins had an open goal to shoot at. Unfortunately, and for Aston Villa, and fortunately for us, he missed it. He fluffed the chance and it went wide. That gave Arsenal a bit of cushion. In the second half as well, there was a brilliant save that was made by David Raya, which I think will go as the save of the season. It was a double save with a very fine quick reflexes. However, after the saves were made, Arsenal finally made a substitution and brought in Leandro Trossard. He, with the first touch of his game, scored the goal, which was a much needed goal for Arsenal. Then after the goal, Arsenal started to maintain a bit of position. They were good in their transitions. Aston Villa opened up a bit, which helped Arsenal in their transition. And finally, a goal in the 77th minute from Thomas Partey from outside of the box finish gave Arsenal the much needed cushion and a buffer for the game. And from some pretty amazing defensive performance from William Saliba helped us maintain that clean sheet throughout the game, and Arsenal clinched the victory 2-0 at Villa Park. Now let's see some of the things that happened during the game. Now on the left side of the screen, if you see, this was the chance that was given for Ole Watkins. He was clear on goal. Fortunately for us, his shot went wide. It was some bad defending from Gabriel Magalhaes, where he tried to hold possession of the ball for a bit too long, where it was finally nicked off from him, and the pass was made from Ole Watkins, where he was completely free, not marked by everyone. And if to be fair, if he did it just because he's an Arsenal fan and fluffed the shot, but it was a massive save for us. Otherwise, the goal could have been 1-0 and the game could have turned entirely different. The second incident that happened was when William Saliba was trying to recover the ball from one of the Aston Villa players, and he recovered the ball, but he fell down, and then McGinn, he shot the ball directly on Saliba, and which was, at that time, it looked very bad. I think it was intentional. There are a lot of players who are saying that it was unintentional. He was just trying to kick the ball away. But I think it was pretty intentional. And the best thing that happened after that was the ball directly, when it hit Saliba, and it went directly to Ben White. And Benjamin White hit it directly before Saliba could even start arguing. He just hit the ball directly on McGinn, which brought him down. It was an amazing scene. It was good to see the fighting thing that is back in Arsenal. In the past, for some of the years, I was really disappointed with Arsenal, where they were getting bullied by each and every team. The moment the team becomes physical, the moment they try to just stomp on Arsenal, it was becoming pretty easy. But now with this new team, it is really difficult. We have lot of fighters in the team. We have Ben White, we have Saliba, we have Gabriel Magalhaes, we have Gabriel Jesus, we have Declan Rice, we have Thomas Partey. So bullying us is not going to be easy anymore. And this is something that I really like in the game from Arsenal, that they are not going to let anybody bully them. Now, my God, let's talk about this save from David Raya. It was absolutely out of the world. It was again from Ole Watkins. It was a double save where he first saved it using his hand. Then it again came back to Ole Watkins where he tried to head it, and then he tried to dive and save it using his other hand. It was a quick double save that kept us in the game, kept the clean sheet, and removed the pressure from Arsenal. It was an immense thing. It helped Arsenal so much that after this shot was saved, in just about close to 10 minutes of time, Arsenal scored their first goal and broke the deadlock with the help of Leandro Trossard. The reaction on the right side from Unai Emery and all the Aston Villa staff managers says all. It was an unbelievable save from David Raya. There were a lot of questions between who is better, Aaron Ramsdale or David Raya. I think this save and the one save that he made during the Wolves match earlier just stops all the questions that are on him, on his performance, on his capability to be number one choice for Arsenal as a keeper. I think David Raya is doing an absolutely fantastic job, and this save just won us the game. And he was nominated man of the match for Arsenal for the Aston Villa game. Now our star boy Bukayo Saka creates another record. He is breaking all the record there is. Now he becomes the third youngest player ever that has won 100 Premier League games before they have turned 23. The day he played the Aston Villa game and we won it, he was 22-year-old and 354 days. The only other player who have done it is Wayne Rooney, Cesc Fabregas. The third is Bukayo Saka. Fourth is Phil Foden. And the fifth is Raheem Sterling. It is again an impressive stat, and this shows how much Bukayo Saka has impacted Arsenal and in the winning of their games and in terms of performance on the field. Truly sensational player. On the win, it was asked with David Raya how he felt on the performance and how he felt the game was concluded. So he said everyone is a hero because we worked together. It's not just me saving the ball. It was crucial moment in the game where it was 0-0. They had a chance and I was there to save Ole Watkins' header. And to be fair, if that goal would have gone in, it would have been an entirely different game. Aston Villa would have sat back, made it difficult for Arsenal, and it would have been a completely different picture if not for the same save of David Raya. Now let's look at some of the match stats. Now according to the position, Aston Villa just had 39% position and with Arsenal dominating position with 61%. But for me, the game was pretty even though it shows less for Aston Villa in terms of position, but I think they had the better chances. They were creating more chances in the final third till the Leandro Trossard goal. There was an immense chance that was fluffed by Ole Watkins in the first half, and there was an impressive double save by David Raya to make sure that Arsenal maintain a clean sheet. So even though maybe Arsenal didn't have that much position, they were not threatening. However, Aston Villa were very threatening. Now in terms of if you see the XG factor, so Aston Villa had an XG of 1.28 where it looked like they had more chances to score a goal, where Arsenal, even after dominating the position, they only have 0.87 of XG. Now, in terms of big chances, both the team created two big chances. Arsenal took both of them, and unfortunately, Aston Villa cannot take even one of them. Total number of shots were 11:9. Goalkeeper saves were 2:3. Corner kicks, even though Arsenal are pretty good at taking corner and set pieces, we only had one corner to showcase our skills, where Aston Villa had 4 corners. The amount of fouls were Aston Villa making 8 fouls to Arsenal making 16 fouls. The amount of passes, Aston Villa made 329 passes to Arsenal's 514 impressive passes. But still, even though we made more passes, in the final third, Aston Villa had better passes and more clear-cut chances for goals. In terms of tackle, the tackle was 22-17. And in terms of free kicks, Aston Villa had 16 free kicks to Arsenal's 8. Now in terms on the right side, you have the player rating. I'll not go through all of them, but I want to talk about a couple of players who I felt were really invisible throughout the game. The first one I'll like to start with is Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz was not impressive in this game. He was not able to win his aerial duels. He was not able to click the forward line for us. He tried coming back into the midfield to support and build the play, but it didn't help us. The other player that went missing was Gabriel Martinelli. Now, Gabriel Martinelli, I have been a fan of Martinelli, but he needs to start stepping up his game. He cannot just constantly run and try to shoot the ball or try to cross the ball. He needs to put his head up and then look for the player and then try to pass the ball around rather than just blindly running at the defender. I think with Merino's transfer, who I think will be playing on the left side of number 8, so on the left side of the field, so on the left side of the field, he will play as a number 8. I think in place of Zaka's place, more or less. It will help Martinelli as he might get some overlapping runs that were missing since the time Granit Xhaka has left. He sometimes, I feel, is just isolated on the left hand side where he's not getting the required support from the other team members. Zinchenko also just inverts, he doesn't overlap. So I feel Merino's addition to the Arsenal squad and making him play on the left side number 8, it will really benefit Martinelli and it might help him improving the game. But let's see. The other players, I think Thomas Partey, he had a fantastic goal from outside of the box. Martin Odegaard, he was trying to click the play for us, but he was not doing anything that I would rate him for this game. But he was still trying his best, trying to click the play together. Everything in Arsenal moving forward goes through Odegaard. But still, he didn't had a very good game, if I have to say. Declan Rice was pretty solid. He did his defensive duties well. He tried to go forward, try to help the play, but it was not clicking for him as well. In terms of the defense line, all of them, I think I'll give them a very good rating. And there was in the second half, after Arsenal has scored a goal, there was a tackle that was made by William Saliba where he ran back from the half line trying to charge on the player who was carrying the ball through on goal, and he put a sublime tackle where he stopped the goal from happening. The shot then went to the keeper, which David Raya made an impressive save for that as well. But the tackle was out of the world, and the amount of track back where he had to do from the halfway line to his own D, it was an impressive. He is truly a Rolls Royce defender for us, and Arsenal are privileged to have a defender like him in the team, and that too at this young age. When asked on Leandro Trossard's excellent impact away from home, he said, first of all, when you don't get picked, there is a certain way to react, and Leo, he is upset, but he is upset to show on the pitch how good he is. He is not upset and then comes on because he wasn't playing. Then it was like this, and that's a huge quality. And then when you put him in the starting 11, he does exactly the same thing, and that's a big message and a big example for the rest of the team, for myself. This has to be true. Leandro Trossard, whenever he has come off the bench, he has always performed. Some of the times I don't feel like when Arteta starts him, he doesn't have the similar impact as he has when it comes off the next game. Even Martinelli is having a rough form, so I think he might give a start to Leandro Trossard in the next game. On efficiency being the difference, 100%. Last year, I think we generated more, obviously because of the context of the game when they scored first. Today, they did something a little bit different to what we expected, especially in the first phase of the build-up in the way they behave. But this is what we have to do, against any formation, any opponent, any behavior that we are finding to be a threat from many areas. And that's a big compliment for the team. On whether Trossard should have started, I think this is where he said he decided Gabby, but he was happy that Trossard came, and this is where Arteta said that he decided that he was happy, and he was also happy about on whether Trossard should have started. He said obviously we have two great left wingers. It's always a challenge, but you are going to get the quality for certain specific games, and that's what we expected today. I decided to play Gabby, and he had a good performance. I think not for me. I think Martinelli was fairly below average, if I have to say. And after that, we had to change the game because it was taking a different route. He came on and made a difference. On David Raya's acrobatic save, I thought it was a goal because I saw the reaction of the defensive line, which was none, because the ball goes on the crossbar and we are all watching the ball, and I went, no please, and then I see the striker in that position, and normally it's a goal, but David's reaction, it's unbelievable. That is, to be fair, truly unbelievable. It was an immense save that kept Arsenal in the game, and that's what got us all the 3 points, if I have to say. On concerns with Aston Villa players running forward, I think this is we can skip this one. On Gabriel Jesus injury, and again Gabriel Jesus is back with injury. I don't know what is going wrong with this guy. We need one full fit season from him, at least one full fit season. Then he says on Gabriel Jesus injury, unfortunately on Thursday at the end of the training session, he felt something in his groin. So we need to assess him and need an MRI scan to see. Tomorrow or Monday we'll have the results. Now I'm hearing news that it is not as bad as it looks, but they have not given us a deadline, or they have not given us any time frame on when Gabriel Jesus could be back for Arsenal. On Declan Rice learning his new role, he says he has already played a huge games and make big impacts in that position. So he's so willing because he really likes it, and you can tell he enjoys playing there as well. Now let's see if there are something else important as well. No, I think this is it. But there is one important news that came in while I'm recording this, where it seems that Crystal Palace are on the verge of signing Eddie Nketiah, and it seems that the deal is going to be made. Personal terms have already been agreed, and a deal worth of 25 million pounds plus a 5 million in add-ons could seal the deal for Eddie Nketiah and between us. So that is the video then and there, people. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you feel about the game? What do you feel? Which player should Arsenal target during this transfer window? There is only 4 days to go before the transfer window shuts. With now Nketiah moving out of Arsenal, do you think Arsenal should really go for a striker or a wide player like a winger on the right side, or as a backup of Bukayo Saka? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. And thank you so much for tuning in.